Good afternoon and good early morning to others. I'm going to set the record straight on a few things instead of, like most Americans, just immediately accepting what you're being spoon fed when drama unfolds on a quick basis. I'm amazed at how quickly the medical staff and people with medical knowledge jumped on this so quickly. A matter of minutes after this play taking place and Monday night's football game. My heart goes out to the family, but I want to discuss it. I want to discuss a lot of the doctors that were probably being paid to come forward so quickly in a matter of hours after it happened and explained away what happened. And my question is, did any of these doctors ever play football? That's the question. I have. And so has my son. And my son even smelled a rat. What they were saying. That it was commodio carditis, getting a blow to the chest at the appropriate time to stop your heart. Okay, let's just put that to the side for the moment, and let's go. They don't only just cover your shoulder; they cover your shoulder blades behind you and you're on your back, but they also cover your chest. And these pads got a lot of pad on them and got a plastic shell that is very hard, okay, that is covering that portion of the chest. He would have had to have gotten a major blow to that chest protector and then go through that into his chest, okay? Now, people, go back and look at the play. That was what we call a soft tackle. It wasn't rough at all, okay? This taking a blow to the chest and stopping his heart is BS. Okay? It's bullshit. And I'm calling it bullshit. Anyway, it's funny how many doctors immediately flooded YT and every other media outlet to explain it away so people wouldn't blame it on what it really is. I'm about 90% there to blame it on the vaccine. Why? Well, do a little digging, you find out that he just got his booster shot day after Christmas. Oh my, that's an eye opener. And let's talk about how many football players, not just NFL, let's go with high school, college, that have also received the vaccine and had passed out the same way due to a blood clot. Because they won't tell you that's you stand the chance of getting a blood clot that'll cause a stroke or heart attack. But they're very careful about saying that because they don't want to get sued. Nobody does, of those who are responsible. This was about making billions and billions of dollars off of our government to make a hurry up vaccine that may help us. I'm glad I'm asymptomatic for one. And I know my kids are because they've been around it and they didn't get it either. Runs in the family, I guess. But I'm not going to give a vaccine to my kids if it's not going to help and be 100% safe. I don't want to take that risk. Now, look, this is what everybody should have expected. Whenever they come out with a vaccine to something, yes, there is going to be a small percentage of people that this is going to happen to. Now, this happening to a few hundred to 1,000 players in the past 2 years in football, It seems like a lot of people, but when you look at the grand scheme of things, it's not. But it's still enough to say, wait a minute, not my kid. And I wouldn't wish this on anybody's kid. So I wouldn't take the risk, and I wouldn't expect anybody else to take that risk. But they need to put it where it belongs. This kid was 24 years old, the best physical shape a human being could be. This kid was lucky to have an ounce of body fat on his body. No freaking way is he going to pass out like that. And from a light tackle like that, and then you got to consider the body armor he's got on. It would take a serious blow where it cracked the plastic shell. I mean, we're talking a massive hit in order for that to have happened. But he just fell on somebody. That is not going to call carditis. I'm sorry. It's not going to do it. Getting a booster shot 5 days before the game? Oh yeah. I would think so, yeah. But this sort of thing angers me that I make a post and I get some Karen that thinks she knows everything, parroting everything she hears on the news. But I had a lot of people come back behind me and agree with me and tear into her and say, hey, look, you're just parroting what you've been told. You're not using your brain. It's obvious that this kid did not receive a blow strong enough to stop his heart like that. I'm sorry. Hey, I know medical staff knows what they're doing, but if they're being paid to push a drug, they're paid to do it. Even if it is a lie. Because they ain't got to answer for it. This is all about money, as usual, especially here in America. It's always about the money. But I can care less if YouTube strikes me about using the name. Hey, how come other people can do it and I can't? Because I will complain. I'm like, well, how come all these other people get to it? I'm not posting the video of what happened to them. But if YT wants to be like a two-faced book, they can have it. And we saw what happened to MySpace years ago. It died. Because I see Facebook dying too. Because people are tired of the bullshit. But I'm setting the record straight. Are you going to believe people that come forward that are paid to talk like that? Or are you going to sort of believe somebody that has quite a bit of knowledge and can easily do the analysis instead of going by what I'm being told to believe? I'm not telling you people what to think. I'm trying to tell you how to think. Well, I did this live stream because I wanted to get this out of the way, and nobody else did a live stream except probably a few minutes ago. Now, about 4 or 5 people are doing live streams because when I notice nobody doing a live stream and I do one, then everybody starts coming in, which is cool because I can leave this one and go join them in theirs. But I'm just letting YT know I'm not into this to make a living. You looking at my screen? That's what I do for a living. I'm in this to support other people who need it and to give out useful information. And I'm not the type to sit there and sell you a bit of goods because I was just bought off by, whether it was a few $100,000 or a couple of million to talk like a certain way. I'm not going to do that. And I'm not a sellout either. You couldn't pay me enough. You could not pay me enough to lie to people to push an agenda. And I'm not lying, people. And I'm neither part of the political fence. They can all go to hell for as all I care, because they're just playing a game and people are buying into it. You know, we got blue or red. Are they're both the same wing on the same foul bird. They do not care about you, me, or the tree. If you're an American, they don't care. But I'm just look. I'm not ever getting the vaccine. If I die, I die. But I know I'm asymptomatic because my doctor told me so. I got tested 3 times in a year and a half. So who are we going to believe? And by the way, my doctor is a Filipina. And if you want to know for sure, call up Trinity Healthcare in Springfield, Missouri, and talk to Dr. Lynn. If I'm lying. Well, wait a minute. I got to retract that. They may not. They don't relinquish medical information like that, even if you were family. Well, at least I tried. I gave you the information. My doctor is at Trinity Healthcare in Springfield, Missouri, or Missouri, and her name is Lynn. She's a Filipina. And believe me, when you surprise a Filipina, that's an accomplishment because that's not an easy task. I thought she was going to tell me I had something that they never seen before, like a Luke Gehrig moment or something like that. It scared me at first. When she gave me the results, there's no trace. But that football player, Damar Hamlin, yes, I'm going to blame the virus on this one, or the booster shot, because he got a booster shot day after Christmas. That was reported. Kids in perfect physical health at 24 years of age. No freaking way. I don't know what the word is on him yet, if he's okay, if he's still in critical condition, but he was intubated, I know that. And they probably got him in a self-induced coma. But he could probably snap out of it in a few days, but we'll see what happens. But I liked how these doctors probably were paid off or making a lot of money to push this shit. And they ought to be ashamed of themselves. If I was a doctor, I'd be like, hey, you can't pay me enough to lie to people. And I'm not going to push this unless it's 100%. No side effects. And plus, especially being American, are you kidding? I wouldn't trust any of them. I wouldn't trust any of them to sit right on a toilet seat. But you go back and look at that play. People have watched football before knows that he just fell on he grabbed him, fell on him. And we've seen major hits in football where people have gotten seriously injured, where you hear a pop and a crack. And this was not one of those. This is probably one of the lightest hits I ever seen. And yet this kid stands up and then passes out. No. If it was that much of a blow to the chest, he wouldn't have stood up. Let's put it that way. He would have been holding his chest because it hurt. There's another analysis I just did for you, and you can look at it and be like, he's right. It would take a substantial hit to his chest for that to have happened where it stopped his heart. And he's got shoulder pads on with a chest plate? No. He stood up like there was nothing going on, and when he got fully erect, he went limp and then, boom, hit the ground. No way. I'm not buying the story that they're selling, and you shouldn't either. So what else is there? The booster shot he got on the 26th. And YT allows those doctors to talk about it and allows other people to talk about it. And if they want to remove my video or strike me, I do not care. If they want to pay me enough to care, then pay me. Other than that, I don't need your freaking money. But I got to get out of here, guys. My hogs are still walking around. My load isn't ready. I'm bobtailing to the nearest truck stop, shutting down for 10, and then probably head back there and pick up my load. There's no way that this load is going to get there in Graceland, Tennessee on time. It'll be lucky to. But hey, you guys have a good day. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. If you guys watch it, it's very informative. And it's something to talk about, too. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.